Hi there, this is Oscar from Great Lands LLC. Today I'm going to discuss how to do your due diligence. What is the checklist for your due diligence? As most of you may know, the money that you're going to be making or the your satisfaction as a buyer, as a simple buyer, if you want to build a house or use your vacant lot for recreational purpose, or if you're a land investor, if you want to flip your land quickly, the money that you'll be making or the satisfaction that you're going to get is in the buying and not in the selling. And what I mean by that is if you made the wrong purchase, then it's probably because you have done the wrong due diligence. And if you have done the wrong due diligence, that means that you either were in a rush or you didn't check something properly. So I'm gonna give you guys my checklist, my due diligence checklist, and let's go right in.
Hello guys, this is Oscar, and we are on my slide deck. We're going to be discussing how to do your due diligence before buying land. And as I was mentioning in my video intro, whether you're a cash buyer, one of my cash buyers, or an investor, you should know that due diligence is the key for your success. If you're talking about flipping property or flipping vacant land, if you're not checking your back taxes properly, or you're not checking the zoning properly, I mean, your business is not gonna take off. Okay, go you're gonna go bad. Your business is going to go down, and you're not gonna be successful. So but if you on the flip side, if you just a cash buyer, and you buying a vacant lot where you want to build on it, I mean, you want to make sure that you do your research properly yourself before you make that purchase, because this is going to be your dream home you're going to build on, and you definitely want to make sure that there's everything is done properly. So I'm showing you here my checklist, the checklist that I use before I buy every single property. Okay, so who are we? Who I am? My name is Oscar, and I invest in land. I'm a land investor from Great Land LLC. I buy and sell vacant lot to to cash buyer, and invest land investors. Um, what is Great Land? Great Land is an online solution offering land for sale for agricultural, commercial, recreational, and residential purposes. So if you what for whatever reason, if you want to buy from me, I sell lots at a very competitive price under market value. Okay, so feel free to reach out. Great Land LLC, and my name is Oscar. So let's jump right into the meat of this slide deck. So what is my checklist? I have um, five and eight um, eight key eight I would say eight key points that I want to cover today. Not in detail, but these are the very important pinpoints that you may consider. First, delinquent taxes. My goodness, delinquent taxes is one of the most important aspect that you want to look at, because if whoever is selling you a vacant lot and is still owing back taxes on it, and if you buy it, you have to also you know that means that you will be liable for the back taxes that need to be paid. Okay, and anyway, if you go to any title company, they are required to have someone, whether the seller or the buyer, to pay the delinquent taxes before they even move forward. But I mean, sometimes you may come up with a deal, and you may be in a hurry. You may see the price. Someone is just asking for how many, 4,000 for a nice lot, but you don't check the back taxes. And it's after purchasing that you realize from the county assessor that, oh, you owe that much money. Okay, so you want to make sure that you always check the back taxes. How do you check the back taxes? I'm going to talk into detail in a separate video, because this is a whole course, or a whole video in itself. Okay, so check your back taxes. Make sure that you know your numbers, and that this is that definitely what you can afford. So your purchase price for your vacant lot will be the delinquent taxes, okay, plus the sale price from the seller. All right, so that's one. The second thing that I want to talk about is the vesting deed. You have to be able to see the vesting deed, how it looks like, because the vesting deed is telling you who are the previous owner and if they really own the property, right? So you want to check that. And sometimes, unfortunately, there are some cases where whoever is selling the property, the husband passed away or the wife passed away, and but they both their name were on the deed. So you have to check this because a property cannot be sold if the husband and the wife were both on the deed and one of them passed away. Okay, so there's a few steps. This is called probate, and there are ways to to clear probate, but you have to involve a lawyer and the title company to be involved. So this is a completely separate video, but here again, I'm just telling you about what needs to be done, the key point that you need to consider before you buy land. HOA and liens. You may see properties that are dirty cheap, okay, dirty cheap, but the HOA is definitely high. Okay, you can have properties. I have seen properties in Florida that are really nice and well maintained. The area is really nice and very and very attractive, but the HOA can come up to $600 or $700 a month. Okay, so is this what you want to do? I mean, that's it really depends, right? If you want to be in a very nice neighborhood, fine. If this is something that you can afford, fine. But really, it's all about your pocket. How much you have, how much you can afford, what you want to do. Okay, what are your goals? All right, let's go to the, and all this again are going to be done in separate video. Right now I'm just giving you a checklist. Topography. All right, so in in some states you may have flat lands, flat vacant lot. In other state or in other area, let me talk about area, not state. In the other area you may have steep um, steep vacant lot, or uneven, right? So that's what I'm talking about when it comes to topography. So you want to make sure that your vacant lot is levels. Okay, there are ways for you to check that. I'm going to discuss that in the next video. Comparables. Now comparables is very important because you don't want to get screwed up and get into a bad deal. You may see a listing price for a vacant lot for $4,000, but what if the comps are telling you something else? Okay, what if the comps are telling you $2,000 or $1,000? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna still buy it? Of course not, because you want to make sure that the vacant lot that you want to buy is a deal, that you're getting a deal out of it. So that's why here at Great Lands LLC we always sell under market value. Okay, no matter what, we always our prices are always competitive. You can even check on my listing. I send out listing on the very regular basis, and you can always shoot me an email or a text and say, "Hey, Oscar, I would like to see your most updated listing. Can you send it to me?" I will do that, no problem. So comparable is very important. There are ways to do that. A separate video will in a separate video I will cover that. Next, all right, we have what? The shape of the property. That's very important because if you want to build on the property, you want to make sure that the shape is at least a square or a rectangle or a regular buildable um, buildable shape property. And in some zoning, they even require the shape to be that kind. So if the shape is triangular or weird, get don't even consider that, because this is going to be a bad investment unless is you just want to use it for recreational purpose or for something else. Okay, otherwise I would not recommend that you buy a vacant lot that has a weird shape. Okay, as long as the shape is reasonable, you should go for it. Flooding, this is very important. Some people don't skip that step, but it's also important to know because that will define if you want to build your house. That will you will want to know if it's in a flooding zone or not. And sometimes, yes, you can purchase a property in the flooding zone as long as you buy insurance, like flooding insurance. There is insurance to protect you whenever there's flood. Okay, so these are things that you need to know before you purchase your property. And then the last one, zoning. Zoning is, my friends, zoning is very important. It tells you what is allowed and what is not allowed on the vacant lot that you want to buy. As far as what is allowed, let me give you an example. The zoning can be residential. Residential meaning that only houses can be built only residential houses can be built in that area. It's not for commercial industrial. Okay, only single family or residential can be built in that area. And sometimes the zoning can be mixed. It can be uh, residential or commercial, and that can be attractive to a lot of investors. Okay, because that kind of open the opportunity to many more buyers. Okay, so you would definitely want to check the zoning is actually one of the very first questions that are asked by most of my buyers. What is the zoning of this property? What can be built on this property? Is it can I put an RV on it? Some counties allow RV, others don't. And for those who allow, sometimes they give you, and this is something that you definitely need to check. Even though they say RV allows, you have to say what are the stipulations. Okay, you have to make sure you ask as many questions as possible, because even though it's allowed, they may not be allowed 30 days out of the month. Okay, or 365 days out of the whole year. You want to check and make sure that this fits with what you want to do, because some zoning or planning departments only allow maybe 3 or 4 days out of the whole quarter of the year. Okay, so make sure you check all this. Now, these are my key points or my checklist for conducting a due diligence. And if you have any question, whether you're my buyer or you're a land investor or you're partnering with me, you feel free to ask me any question that you have, and I will be happy to answer. Now, one of my strategy is, how do you do the search? Most of the time, you definitely want to call. The first thing that I will do, if I don't get any quick answer, I will call the county and ask them all the questions that I can ever ask. Okay, so that would be the first thing, whether it comes to delinquent tax or HOA or zoning. The county would be, calling the county. This is one of the things that you would definitely have to do. You cannot pass that step. Some county are good at answering the phone, others are not, and the ones that are not good at answering the phone are good at emails. So feel free to send them email, and if they don't answer your email, give them a call. But you're gonna have to be persistent in your search, guys. You have to be persistent, otherwise you will not be able to have good deals. So I hope you like this video. Give me a thumbs up if you like it, and I have a lot more to cover. This is just the first video of this series, how to conduct a due diligence or checklist for a good due diligence before you purchase your vacant lot. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.